Mr. Film Critic writes, "Hey AMC crew, love the show. We know Marvel's slate for 2016, but what about the open 2017 slate? Your guess?"
Right. Say it.
In a word. I mean, there's so many different films that it could be, but it's just speculation, and I don't want to get my heart set on a film that could be opening up and it could not work. But I do hope that Black Panther comes out. Be a big fan.
What
of
about
that one.
Doctor Strange? That's
Doctor
the thing.
Strange.
They haven't slated it yet, and they're casting it, and they got a director.
Well,
I think that's the one.
That's an obvious pick, but I also feel like they could do a little game of misdirection and keep dominating the release slate. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, they've done the stuff on Earth. Now they're starting with the cosmos, the galaxy, and then they're going into the supernatural with Doctor Strange. So I don't know too much about the Marvel characters, but if there was a supernatural character who's really cool, then maybe that could be a good way for them to continue that.
I think Jurassic World, you got Godzilla. Why not Devil Dinosaur? Step up and get Devil Dinosaur going, Marvel.
Dinosaur Ghost in the second one.
That's right.
Anything you'd like to see?
Doctor Strange, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think especially that release date, it would give it enough time to really gel well, and they wouldn't be rushing it like Ant-Man, so that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
We're going to start seeing a lot more, because look how far they planned these next 2 years out. So we're going to see a lot more Marvel dates, and Kevin Feige and team will probably be like, we're not moving, even if one of the other dates is released. But that does help if the whole report was true with DC, because they can kind of maneuver that a little bit. Again, we don't know if it is or not. But so we don't have another Cap 3, Batman vs. Superman situation on our hands, because it only hurts the fanboys.
Wouldn't that be weird if that report about all those 6 or 7 DC movies is a lie, and there's none? There's only one Batman coming out in 2018.
And then we're done.
Come on, DC, we're all behind you right now. Let's see a bunch of movies.
It's like the beginning of every semester you had in school when you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get my work done early, and I'm going to be able to hang out on the weekends, and then it's like the last day of December, and you're just cramming everything. It's a possibility with DC right now.
I don't want that to happen.
All right, what's next?
Jay Grinsler writes, "What are your opinions of the Turtles, Tony S., Johnny Knoxville's voices in the new TMNT trailer?"
We'll let our resident optimist for the Turtles talk about this one.
I loved it. They sounded like turtles to me. They didn't necessarily sound like
turtles sound like?
Turtles I grew up with. Go watch the trailer. That's what they sound like. Just don't watch too much of the trailer because it gives away way too much that you didn't need. But again, I think that for what they look like in 2014, that's what turtles should sound like. I'm totally on board with this movie. Even Raphael, I was never that big of a fan of. He's kind of the wild card, mental nut of the group.
Everyone loves Michelangelo.
Everybody loves Michelangelo.
And I love Donatello.
I was a big Leonardo guy. So Leonardo looked a
Oh.
little weird. He sounded a little weird to me. But again, that's Leonardo, and I'm not going to question the leader of the Turtles.
Poor Raphael.
How dare you question the
Turtles talking, that's weird, I don't like it.
Everything I have wrong with this film, it's not the voices. So I'm okay with that right now.
Yeah, I couldn't actually pick the voices, like who the stars were behind the voices, because there are some names like Johnny Knoxville, but they didn't jump out in the trailer, so that is a good thing.
No, that's true. I didn't know who was talking.
Yeah.
Edgar Ramirez does all 4 voices, actually. So.
He's a chameleon, that guy.
The star we need, I tell you. All right, what's next?
Schmoes No writes, "Hey, any thoughts on this Harrison Ford replaced in episode 7 and Tom Cruise in?"
Are you tweeting? And we don't even know.
I that
I was tweeting with my toes.
Why don't you tell us, resident Schmoes No expert?
That Tom Cruise is going to take over.
Was it a cameo or was it taking over?
For Harrison Ford in episode 7.
This must be a joke question.
I think it's a joke question, and in that spirit, I'm going to say that if I am dating a girl and we go see episode 7 and she loves the fact that Tom Cruise played Harrison Ford's character Han Solo, that is one time when I will find grounds to break up with you.
I was reading something about this, but I thought it was just that he's rumored for a cameo
The Tom Cruise
in the film.
I mean, if he's wearing like if he's dressed up like an Ewok or something, I think that's just kind of funny.
Him and
like
JJ.
Tom Cruise as an Ewok scenario. I'm really
He's
into
about
that
the
one.
same height, so I think it works.
Ouch.
But something interesting about Star Wars, you mentioned Cronenberg being a favourite one. Cronenberg recently came out and said that they asked him to do one of the sequels, but he said no because he doesn't do sequels.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Or he doesn't do material that's not his own.
Right.
But that would have been interesting.
That would have been it, but at the same time, it's like that whole like when Lynch got asked to do like Return of the Jedi. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he just does his own stuff. I'd rather Cronenberg do some of his own more weirder stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Harrison Ford, I have definitely seen that, like, delayed for years and this, but we're not talking about all those rumors yet. I mean, he is so pivotal to this franchise that they're gonna make it work, even if he's sitting without action with his broken leg like this.
Yeah,
Pew, pew, pew.
we were talking about that last
Yeah.
week. They could shoot around him. They could use body doubles. They got a dude standing. They could put his head on another person with CG replacement. Everything else was practical except the CG Harrison Ford. You know?
I would like to see Tom Cruise play a Sith. I think that would be pretty cool. Because initially I'd be like, I don't want to see him in this, but I do like seeing him go evil. Like in Collateral, we saw that. He was really good in that role. So if they did throw him, otherwise I wouldn't want him in this universe. Just saying. All right, what's next? Let's take one more.
All right, Matt Millen writes, hey AMC crew, love the show. Have you heard any news on Hot Tub Time Machine 2? Will it hit theaters or go direct to video?
I haven't heard anything on this front for a while. I did hear that Kevin Spacey was not returning, but the other cast was. And I love Kevin Spacey, but it's the premise that people are excited about.
Kevin
Spacey? Excuse me.
John Cusack.
John Cusack.
I was going to say, I gotta see the director's cut.
What? I'm in an alternate time Hot Tub Time Machine AMC movie talk.
Kevin
Spacey was in the Hot Tub.
Kevin Spacey as his House of Cards character actually is going to appear. So that should be really cool. Frank Underwood.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other twin. But yeah, I know he's not returning, not Spacey, but the rest of the cast is. And I thought the first one was fun, but I can't say I'm waiting with bated breath for this one. Have you heard anything about it?
I have not, and I have not seen the first Hot Tub Time Machine. I love the concept. I heard it was funny, but maybe not as funny as people wanted it to be.
Hilarious.
I think you like it, yeah. I
loved
really
it.
loved it.
I loved
was
it.
so surprised that it was as funny as it was.
Yeah.
And let's make a sequel.
And time
Jack.
travel, come on.
Yeah, Steve
totally
Pink.
insane.
I think
Steve
Steve
Pink is
Pink, did he write the sequel as well?
I don't remember.
All right. Well, I hope he's involved.
Yeah.
I know Adam Scott did he replaced John Cusack as like the central character, but everyone else is back, and everyone else was awesome. Rod Corddry.
I love
That's
Rod.
going to hit theaters, right?
It's going to hit theaters.
Release.
I mean, it's already in the can.
It did
so
pretty well, the
it'll
first
probably
one,
come
I
out in a
think,
couple
so.
months. Yeah.
And Adam Scott, I like him in that role, you know, because he always kind of plays that role, but I still like him, so I think he's a worthy replacement. All right, you know what? I lied. We're going to take one more. Just one more, because I'm feeling generous today.
Do it.
Okay, Terrence Page writes, better sci-fi movie, Ridley Scott's Alien or John Carpenter's The Thing?
Oh, that's tough.
We just ended on a wham.
Damn. That's a gut punch.
That is a gut punch.
My gosh.
What do you think?
Give us 10 minutes, guys.
Let's deliberate
We'll come back
this one a little
tomorrow.
bit.
I'll go first. As much as I love the Alien franchise, or at least the first two movies, and then the lore of everything else, just as standalone films at this point, I'm actually going to take the underdog and go with The Thing. No pun intended, but I'm going to take the underdog. Kurt Russell in his prime and how scary that movie was the first time I saw it, I think that edges out the first Alien for me a little bit, but they're both great movies. So
they're both so great,
They
both
are
full
great.
of tension, both terrifing and very simple at the same time. And both, it's like what you don't see is much scarier than when you do see it. I'd have to choose Alien.
Yeah.
I went snow, you went outer space.
Yeah.
I'm gonna split it and say for production design and amazing graphical science fiction that hasn't been on screen before, like the dirty industrialized stuff, Mobius's designs, Giger's Alien designs, that kind of the look and art of it. Alien, but as far as for me, the sheer terror of a creature that can become you and transform into all these other things, The Thing scared me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So much that I have to go with The Thing, and I love that film. I could see it. I've seen it more times than Alien. I love both of those films, but I'll go with The Thing.
It's a really good versus question, actually, because I feel like it really depends. And I agree. The Thing scared me more, but in terms of what it did for the sci-fi genre and in terms of what I like from the genre, I'd go Alien as well. Not to mention, it introduced one of the most iconic, amazing female characters in pretty much cinema history with Ripley. So I'm going to go that route, but they're both pretty phenomenal. So
Ladies go with
great
Alien,
question.
the men go with The Thing.
Yeah. Ripley
I like
forever.
that. Larger metaphor going on here, just saying.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.